This is the official post-event press conference for EFC 46, live from Carnival City, Johannesburg.
That was one hell of an event to end the year. Congratulations, athletes. Performance bonuses are awarded to Drickus du Plessis, Bruno Mkulu, and Gordon Rudman. And the fight of the night is awarded to the welterweight title clash between David Bursky and Martin van Staden.
Question for Dave. Dave, it was always going to take something special to end the curse, and that was just a gargantuan effort to come back. First of all, how are you feeling? And how are you feeling? And then you're in a bit of a hairy predicament now, where you've got a teammate as a number one contender. Just your thoughts on that as well.
Hello? Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit sore. Martin caught me with a nice knee there in the second, and I actually thought I was gone, but I managed to come back. But yeah, man, I dug deep, and like on the night, God blessed me, and all my stars aligned, and I came out with my belt still, and look, concerning Drickus, we are in the same camp, Drickus is very young, I'm quite not as young as him. Running quite a successful business at the moment, so I'm going to go on holiday and just have a think about where I'm going to go. Also getting tired of cutting weight, so maybe I'll give this back and make a run for the middleweight belt.
Garo, I just want to tip my head off. Fantastic event you guys had. Early Christmas present for us fight fans. And just in terms of expanding what Kieran said as well, would you say the fight between Bursky and van Staden was a controversial one? And then secondly, moving forward, what is in store for Bursky? We did mention a bit about du Plessis as well, being possibly the main man to come in terms of that. So the dynamic, what's to happen for us fight fans?
I wouldn't call it a controversial fight. I'd just call it an awesome fight, hands down. That was just so great to watch, and I'd love to watch it again. I'd happily watch a rematch myself. I think it was a great fight, and at the same time, we got Drickus. He's right up there, and a fight with Drickus and David would be amazing, but don't know what that dynamic's going to be like with the teammates. And that division is stacked, man. Guys like Henry Fadipe, I know he didn't make it here on his passport issues, but that guy's right up there, and there's a whole host of challenges in that division. But certainly that fight that we watched tonight, I'd watch every single day.
It was a great evening, some really, really great fights. Lots of guys putting their hands up. From listening around and from we saw as well, there did seem to be a couple controversial judges' decisions at the end of the day. What are your thoughts on some of those split decisions that went down?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a judge, and if I was judging it, it could have gone, I don't know which way I would have put it, but those guys have a tough job. At the same time, the athletes, we always say don't believe in the hands of the judges, but they've got to do their best, and they try their best, and the judges do their best, and they're the best qualified guys that we've got, and they're putting in their time and sitting here on the evening and doing their job. So that's the way they see it on the night, and that's the way they call it.
Just a question for Drickus. You're now comfortably the number one contender at welterweight, and I think you're probably the best person to answer the question. I mean, if the fight against Dave was offered, would you take it?
Why did you have to go and ask that? I mean, he just explained what's going to happen. No, I mean, it's something we would have to go and talk about as a team, and it's something we did actually discuss when they started to join our camp and said, listen, I'm on my way there to become number one contender, and maybe we have to fight. And we knew going into this that this is what's going to happen. And I mean, at no stage did I think Dave was going to lose to Martin. I really thought he was going to win, and he did, just the way I thought. So this was from the beginning. This was in the back of my mind, and I mean, me and Dave, we became very good friends over this camp. So yeah, it would be hard if we wouldn't fight each other. But I mean, we meet each other every day in training. So I mean, this would be one hard sparring session, and MMA would win at the end of the day.
And you get paid for it.
Hi there. A question for Chris. Congratulations on your victorious return to the organization. How did you feel about the win, and what's your future with EFC?
I think considering I've been off for such a long time, I put in a pretty good performance against a really tough guy, so I'm pretty happy with the result. I've got 4 fights signed, and I'm just here to have fun. I want to enjoy myself and end my career on a good note.
Question for Abdul. I think probably if we have a look at the fight of the night, I'd probably sort of rate your fight as being one of the worst fights of the night. A lot of talking, a lot of pointing. Can we look forward to seeing anything better the next time around?
Coming into this fight, I kind of expected Umpi to have extremely fast hands, which obviously he has. He has got like very fast hands, but on the night he seemed very slow, and it kind of threw me off. It's true we did argue quite, but I think it was more of a verbal fight than a physical one. But at the end of the day, I got the W, and that's all that matters. I'm looking forward to my next fight. Hopefully he's gonna throw down, have better wrestling skills, and yeah, comes to fight.
Question for Gordon Rutman. The media day last week, you said you're a changed fighter from your loss to Kieran 2 years ago. You've now avenged that loss, I think. Where to from here? I mean, first question, are you staying at middleweight, and where to?
Thanks, man. Where to from here is always the obvious answer. We need to sit down. The organization needs to decide what happens next. But to answer the direct question about middleweight, I think I'm staying in middleweight for now. I feel comfortable. I feel explosive. I've got power. I've got cardio. Hell, we could have done a tournament tonight. I could have done 3 fights. I was ready for it, So I'm going to stay at middleweight. We just need to sit around the table and decide what happens next.
First of all, congratulations, David. Broken the curse, kept the title. Well done. The question I want to pose is to Martin, however. Martin, we can clearly see you are very disappointed. Where do you think, Martin, in your opinion, where do you think the judges saw the fight going David's way?
Thanks to David, it was a great fight. I just want to say, look at my face. I don't have a mark on me. David clearly took more punishment. I really feel that I got robbed in that fight. Sorry the judges saw it in his favor. I'll be back. Hopefully, maybe Cara will give me a rematch, seeing that it was such a close fight. Let's see what happens. I'm really livid at the moment, guys. Thanks, David.
I think the question is one that'll be a pretty short answer, and it would be to Cara, Martin, and David. Can we see a rematch? I think everyone wants to see it. Split decisions are never easy, and if it was offered, would everyone take it?
Look, from my point of view, I said it earlier, I'd love to watch that fight again. But, let's see what happens. It is a strong division, and there are plenty of contenders in that division. So, but at the same time, it was a fantastic fight, and love to see it again.
Question for Chris. Chris, after coming back and putting in a solid performance, despite the rust that you mentioned, I mean, seeing what's gone on in the organization over the last 5 years, do you have any regrets about not being active in EFC?
Yeah, for sure. I woke up every morning and I wanted to compete, but all that matters is that I'm back now and I'm competing. I've got a great team to train with, so I've got a year left to offer to the sport.
It's a question for Adam. Adam?
It wasn't me.
Adam, what was your take on the fight, and will you be staying in the lightweight division?
Yeah, I definitely will. There's even contemplation for going to feather. But personally, if I just, for me, as I said from the outset, I was coming here for a fight. The result was the result. I was just here to, I've gone through personally just a very difficult period of my life with a lot of changes and things. And, this for me was just the cherry on top to just to really prove that I'd gone through this process. And for me next year, it's final year of physiotherapy. I've made it clear to both my teammates and coaches as well as EFC that in all likelihood I'm not going to fight next year because my studies need to come first. And yeah, I'm making this transition into the next chapter of my life, and I look forward to seeing what it brings out of me, not only in life but also in the cage when I get back in there.
Cara, I think last question. Marino Quintadona is on a 4-fight win streak. I think is he up for a title or at least a spot on the main card?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he put on a great performance again tonight. 4 wins in a row, and yeah, I mean, the guy's he's undeniable that he's right up at the top of that division. Yeah, there were so many standout fighters tonight, and so many standout fighters that we've seen this whole year. It really has been a fantastic year. Thanks all for joining us. Enjoy the holidays, and see you all again on the 5th of March at Carnival City for EFC 47. Leon Maynard versus Dave Mazzani, and Danny Henry versus Igor Cabeza. Good night.
In 2016, the Iron Lion will face his fiercest opponent yet as the American Pain Train looks to derail the champion. It's Maynard versus Mazzani for the EFC lightweight title. Plus, the Scottish Danger Man, Danny Henry, takes on the undefeated DRC wrestling maestro, Igor Cabeza. It's Henry versus Cabeza for the EFC featherweight title. EFC 47, 5 March, Carnival City. Tickets and broadcast information at efcworldwide.com.